we are going to be reviewing the AM9 from Alpha Machine Defense, and they even said I could get a little rough with it. I'm gonna write this shit! But first we're going to send some rounds through it. We are going to go over the actual specs of the weapon system, but let me tell you guys how I set mine up and what I'm going to be running and why. I didn't want to add too much to this weapon system, like putting a suppressor on it, changing the brake, and messing with any of the internals, because I want to give you guys a brutally honest review of what you get out of the box, because that is realistically what you're paying for. So what I add on, we added a scout light with a pressure switch. We added on a Romeo 5 optic from SIG, and then I just throw on one of my portable QD slings. That's it. They give me a gun and I'm gonna shoot it. Oh my God, look at that shot group. It's ass, it's like 5 feet away. That's like 2 centimeters away and I can shoot the whole way. Next, but before we begin today's video, I want to give a huge thank you to today's sponsor, Alpha Machine Defense, for giving me a gun. Give us their brand new PCC, the AM9, which we will be reviewing today. I'm gonna lightweight destroy this thing. And I'd like to honestly say thank you to them for giving me the opportunity to do my first ever gun review. They even make cool speed loaders. Go check them out. This is the one they made for me. I love it. We have one of my Glock mags that I just dropped into the dirt. It runs the Glock mags. That's good to know, everybody. But before we keep shooting it, let's go ahead and break down what the AM9 is. The AM9 is a PCC, which stands for Pistol Caliber Carbine, made by Alpha Machine Defense by former and retired military operators from various military branches. And the primary focus for creating the AM9 was to create a quality, affordable, and attainable PCC for everyday people, coming in at just over $1,000. Quick little side note, this is something different I'm trying with the channel, such as weapon reviews and breakdowns. I am not training you guys. I'm not trying to implement techniques or anything like that. I'm simply just taking the weapon system and putting it into function to review the weapon system and see what its capabilities are. So why do people choose PCCs? Well, what you get is you get the compactness leaning towards the pistol side of the house versus a rifle, which is typically much bigger, but you get the accuracy from the rifle side of the house versus the pistol. So it's something in between. Now, to give personal experience with not just this PCC, but PCCs in general, after my time being an infantryman, sniper and reconnaissance section leader, and then becoming a counterintelligence agent, I left the active army and became an executive protection agent. We will dive more into the executive protection stuff. It'll actually involve some of these shooting drills we'll be doing today. I have used PCCs as an executive protection agent. They're a great alternative for movement, travel, concealment, even RST elements. And for some reason, principals love PCCs and not rifles. Now we're gonna talk about specs of the AM9. When it comes to your upper and your rail space, you've got 7.5-inch barrel, 3-port competition muzzle brake, you have your front and rear pop-up iron sights, ambidextrous safety selector switch, ambidextrous slide release, ambidextrous charging handle with extended wings. You have your 7 inches of rail space with multiple M-lock slots. And it's double stack 9mm capable. So it takes all of my Glock mags, as well as on the rail space, a QD mount for your sling. I pretty much refuse to work with a weapon system that cannot take a sling. Rock a sling, dude, please. Very tiny, compact. Then punch this thing out a little bit. It fully collapsed. Not gonna be a big deal. Can get it up, and in the fight, if I need to, then I can bring it back, bring it up into the fight as well. And then if I need to punch out with it, I can. You don't like Alpha Machine Defense? It's fun. Look at that shot group, 5 million rounds. What? AM9, let's go. Now, obviously, this is not a AR, it's a PCC. So the reality of the situation for me is, would I go to war with it? No. But would I use it as an everyday civilian? Absolutely. And would I use it as an executive protection agent? Possibly, yeah. The reason I'm going to be leaning towards the executive protection process is because the everyday civilian will also be able to utilize this weapon system in the same capacity. So now we're going to jump into some of the shooting. Like I said, I'm not drilling. Obviously, it's a weapon system. We can shoot at a target, but we will be maneuvering around things and doing a little bit of a torture test on this weapon system. And I may be possibly sacrificing my car for your entertainment. Fuck. Obviously, I can't fire in my house and show some of the self-defense capabilities this weapon system would be perfect for, but if you can fight in a car, you can fight in a house. Let me know down below in the comments if you've had this exact dream too. All right, the executive protection dream. Someone broke into the property during the nighttime. They are now holding a gun to the principal's head. You get to take the dream executive protection shot. And you think if you shoot the bad guy in the head, your billionaire boss will give you $5 million. It will never happen, but we dream about it. Could you trust this weapon system to take that shot? We're gonna find out, guys. So we brought my hostage rescue target, 2 paddles, 1 on the center and 1 on the side of the head. Let's go ahead and see if we can hit that side of the head one real quick. Ah! I know you're horny. It can obviously take the shot, not a big deal. And just for reference, we are about 40 yards from the target. So under no shot, no stress, you're chilling in your house, someone breaks in, someone has your child, or even worse, your 2-month-old golden retriever at gunpoint in the head. Whip out that AM9, baby. Obviously, this works protecting your home, family, land, etc. Me personally, I think this would be a sick little truck gun. Now here's the ultimate test. Can a girl shoot it? Dudes be like, I won't buy my girl a gun. She can't charge the slide. This is a handle. She won't aim good on a pistol. Pops up iron sights and grip. My girl doesn't even like Glocks. They don't have safeties. This is ambidextrous. Now let's try some of the vehicle manipulation stuff, yeah? Obviously can't do CQB stuff out here because there's no house. But we can do CQB inside of my vehicle to showcase the capabilities of the AM9. This is the scenario. We're gonna go from weapon manipulation being stockpiled into the vehicle. Remember guys, please do not put your fucking weapon systems on the door side. It's gonna fall out when you do this, which I will also showcase in the torture test. But for now, we just shoot. I see a threat. I have a few different things I can do. I can bring the AM9 up, and I can fight in here. This is pretty nice. If I needed to, I can send rounds through my windshield, or if I have something going down, I can fight right in here as well, very comfortably. And then when we get out, extend the buttstock. And remember, when fighting in vehicles, I always recommend shooting from the side. Hide over bore is a thing, but we're here, we see a threat. Bounces off of it, that's what happens in a gunfight. Bring the weapon system back in, start dismounting the vehicle. We have the target up there, we can bring it back here, boom, boom. As you can see, even with it fully stuck out, this is not hard. This is very easy. We're not gonna count those as my shot group, but let's check it out. Quickly just getting out of the vehicle, sending a few rounds on target, 20 yards away, not bad, and extremely maneuverable. I love that. Allie, what do you think so far?
I like that gun, honestly.
Do you think I can break it though?
If you really wanted to.
The affordability part and the adaptability part of this weapon system is great. But now let's see if we can hit the durability of this weapon system. If I wanted to break this weapon system, I could, right? But that is not the point. We're gonna put it through a nice little stress test. We're gonna drop it, smack it on a few things, test the weapon system and its attachments, and see if it can properly get back into the fight and function. So let's say you're an executive protection agent, or you're like a random civilian, and either your kid or the dumbest agent you know is like, oh, can I see your gun? Yeah, sure, here you go. Get back in case this blows up, Allie.
Okay.
Yep, all right, here we go. Let's send around. Next, something realistic that we'll see. All you non-RST travel agents thinking it's cool to put the rifle on the side of the car. Let's see how that looks. It's probably gonna scratch my car too. Wow, God, I'm so happy we are under fire. Okay, still works. That is good. No, everyone's gonna love this so much. Something goes wrong when dismounting the vehicle. We're back here behind the tire well. We see the threat. We see it's there. We need to get our rifle back. We're gonna do that sling. Still functions. It can handle being dropped, it can handle a little bit of dirt. I'm not worried about putting water on the weapon system, blah, blah, blah. It rains sometime, guys. But what we are gonna test next are the pop-up iron sights, the durability, because it's something you get out of the box, including the hand stop too. So what I'm gonna do is, on my roof rack, I'm gonna jam the front of this hand stop on here really hard, because in a gunfight, you're getting nailed, or you're in your home. You have a wall that you can support your shots. Bang, 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 bang. You gotta fall back or get off the vehicle. It's stuck up in here. Oh yeah, it's fine. It's just destroying my roof rack, not a big deal. Let's put some force on it. Oh yeah, Daddy! That's pretty durable. Sometimes you get cheap attachments and things that come with your weapon system, so it always keeps in the back of your mind, like, do I need additional magazines with my weapon system? Should I get different irons? Should I get a different attachment? And stop ain't too bad. Now let's check some of the irons, because those can be ass. Let's say I'm prone coming up here to shoot. Nice. Now let's check the back real quick. Wow, that's good. Yeah! Passed pretty much everything I could throw back in realistic expectations of what this PCC would face in the real world. So one last torture test. I'm gonna bury it with the magazine in there. As you guys can see, there's a lot of garbage here. So I'm gonna bury this weapon system with literal garbage, pick up the weapon system, charge it, put all the rounds into the target. In the arms of the angel. Woo! Really good job, everybody. Let me know down below in the comments what you guys think of the AM9. Please be honest. That's why we have these brutally honest reviews. And it's a light torture test, light stress test. It's not meant to be anything crazy. We want it to be slightly behind worst case scenarios. So that way you can foolproof and make sure that these weapon systems will work each and every time. So we have it here. We're just gonna pull it up, see if it functions. Okay. Quick little dust off. Oof, what do you think? That looks amazing. I don't think it's gonna work off of that one. Let's see. Beautiful whole mag, no problem. Yeah, I'm happy with that because as you guys can see how the ejection port is set up, there's no cover right here. Like a majority of PCCs and SMGs that you guys might find, I was worried all that dirt, glass, fucking shotgun shells fell into it. Worked flawlessly, no problem. All right, you guys want me to be super honest? I am surprised. And if you guys are wondering what I'm surprised about, that torture test itself, we didn't get all of it on camera. We tried to truly mess this thing up. And to be honest, my HK MR762 would not have passed that stress test. If it gets dirt on it, it does not function. So that's impressive to me. So we've shot the weapon system, we've checked its maneuverability, gone over the specs, checked out the attachments, done the torture and stress tests. But now let's go ahead and do a brutally honest review on the AM9 and all of its pros and cons, or at least what I see in the weapon system, because that's how I'm truly judging. So let's go over the pros. It's compact. I love that. It can fit in a backpack. I love that. Is this something I would have been very comfortable using, be proficient with it, and trust this system to do what I need it to do? Absolutely. A lot of people can't eat nowadays, so I love the fact that Alpha Machine Defense wanted to make something that is, keyword, affordable for a majority of people. So coming in slightly above $1,000, doing the majority of things you want a rifle and your pistol to do, smack that together into this PCC conversion. I think it's at a solid price point. And if I'm to be 100% brutally honest about this weapon system, the only cons I have about it are strictly just aesthetics. Obviously, it being a PCC, it needs to have this brace on it. Not the biggest fan, obviously. I do like being able to rock piston-driven weapon system so I can fold it and have it be even more compact, but you're gonna have a nice price point rise when you do stuff like that. I don't exactly love the use of Glock mags, but I'm kind of stepping on my own foot saying that because I have a bunch of Glock mags I don't use, and it made filming this video so much easier because I can actually utilize my Glock mags into something else. I'm not trying to come off sexist here, guys, or anything like that. But another great thing about this weapon system here is that we have my assistant, Allie. The typical problems you see to female coming across with a pistol is answered with this PCC. Allie, do you like charging the slide on a pistol?
Not really with my nails, if I'm honest.
But with this, it's doable and it doesn't require any kind of strength. She was able to put this weapon system into function, aim, and hit a target. But yeah, that's my brutally honest review. Nothing wrong with the weapon system. I'm sure if you guys were to use it in your own personal capacities, we could all throw something in there, but so far I see nothing. Does that mean it's perfect? Absolutely not, but it is a fantastic option to add the AM9 to your arsenal. So once again, huge thank you to Alpha Machine Defense for sponsoring today's video. I approve of the AM9. I think it's a fantastic weapon system, and thank you so much. If you guys want me to review your weapon systems, your planes, your trucks, your helicopters, I don't care. Let me know down below. Send us an email at nikkoortizbusiness@gmail.com, and my team will get back to you, and maybe we can make it a reality.